Next on Worcester News tonight, the MBTA board approves a 6% fare hike for the commuter rail, how riders are reacting. Plus, a close call in Southborough. A car smashes into a home after police say a drunk driver loses control. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Brittany Schaefer. The MBTA board passes their proposed fare rate hike in a vote Monday. This despite receiving pushback from riders and state lawmakers. A near 6% average fare increase will take effect later this year. Our Cam Jandro joins us live now from Union Station with more. Cam?
Brittany, in a meeting that lasted more than 4 hours, the MBTA finally decided to approve an increase to their rates. Now, this will only impact people who take the commuter rail as well as the subway, and this decision today is getting some mixed reviews. A near 6% increase in fares is approved Monday by the MBTA's Fiscal Management and Control Board, but State Senator Harriet Chandler is concerned.
It takes me 2 hours under good conditions to get to Boston. And this is just putting them back into cars.
The MBTA hasn't raised its prices since 2016. The increase would bring in roughly $29 million annually for the state's transit operator.
I think the control board did a very thoughtful job of balancing the MBTA's need for revenue in order to make the improvements that our customers are calling out for.
The decision comes days after riders in Worcester shared their displeasure about the increase. A ticket from Worcester to Boston will now cost more than $12. For riders like June Rivera, who takes the commuter rail to work every day, the increase presents a significant problem.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find a new job because I'm not taking the amount of money that I spend on the train and traveling. It's not as much as the money that I will be making.
Some who take the train occasionally say they're not as worried about the increase in fares.
It's a little more, but they probably need it.
A lot of times it's the only option. We need it. You know what I mean?
Fares for seniors, youth, students, and disabled people will not see any changes. Senator Chandler hopes the fare hikes come with improvements to the MBTA service.
People are concerned about the dependability of the trains. They're concerned about the cleanliness, the efficiency of the trains. They're concerned about getting there on time.
We heard frustration over fares, but what we really heard was frustration over service. And the only way we can make the service better is to have the resources.
Now, these changes will take effect on July 1st. The MBTA saying there will be no more changes to their rates in the next 3 years. Live in Worcester tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
A Rockland man is arrested early Sunday morning. Police say he crashed his car into a Southborough home, causing extensive damage. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the driver is facing multiple charges. Our Rosalind Flaherty has more.
We heard the final boom when we jumped up.
Carol Nocera can't believe someone crashed into the corner of her Southborough home early Sunday morning, taking a chunk out of its structure.
Scary, you know.
The driver of this Maserati hit her home on Corderville Road, traveled through her driveway, and ended up hitting a tree.
You hear it every day. But then when it happens to you, it's really a shock.
Nocera called police, and when they arrived, they charged the driver, a Rockland man, with operating under the influence.
He's lucky to be alive when you see how far it came.
Nocera says the damage was so bad she could see the road from inside her home. The home is boarded up now and is safe for her to live in. She is thankful no one was hurt.
It's a bad corner here, so there's been quite a few accidents, but first time the house has been hit.
She is waiting to see how much it will cost to fix her home. The driver was released on personal recognizance and is due back in court next month. In Westboro, Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The Worcester Regional Airport will see a cut in flights starting in June. American Airlines is dropping 2 flights a day from Philadelphia to only 4 flights a week. The airline will only be flying out Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. American began flying out of Worcester back in October. Massport Chairman Lou Evangelitis says he is surprised about the airline's decision.
They're looking at the numbers out of Worcester. They probably would like to see a little higher number. That's something we're trying to figure out with American. But it surprised us because it was seemingly a business decision they made without a lot of input from us. And we think they should consult with us a little closer, and we expect to have those conversations shortly.
In a statement, American Airlines says we're always evaluating our network based on supply and demand and made the decision to adjust our schedule to meet the demand in the market. A Charlton marijuana operation clears one obstacle, winning a legal battle against the town in court. A land court judge ruled the Charlton's meeting article would not be able to ban Valley Green grow. The town zoning bylaw only rejects marijuana businesses in some parts of town. Valley Green Grow has a purchase and sale agreement for the Charlton Orchards property. The company's attorney, Michael Rosen, says the town's attempt to create a new general bylaw was trumped by their previous zoning bylaw.
Applicants, landowners, businesses, individuals in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts have certain vested rights once those laws exist. And we believe that based on the rights that existed when we filed our application, at the end of the day, we will prevail in court.
The growing facility is expected to be 1 million square feet. The Charlton Planning Board has now denied the site plan for the project twice. Rosen says they are appealing the decision. The town manager of Southbridge is proposing a new policy for town-run departments at tonight's council meeting. Ron Sanangelo wants to implement a social media policy for the town hall, police, fire, and library's Facebook and Twitter pages. He says political views and inappropriate statements would not be allowed. Sanangelo says social media can be dangerous, and he wants to make sure the town is cautious and respectful.
Purpose is to make sure that citizens get as much information as possible through social media, where everybody is these days. To be able to give them information and make sure that nothing bad happens. People interpret it, the meaning of words, in a lot of different ways, so you have to be careful of what you say on social media.
And Sanangelo says they will delete any bad language from people's comments on their posts as well. A 23-year-old man from Medway is killed in a crash on 495 in Hopkinton. The man's car flying off the road and into the water. John Maroney has the latest on the investigation into this tragedy.
The crash happened around 5:30, right before the height of the morning commute. Sky Ranger was there. State police say that a 23-year-old man from Medway was traveling north on 495 in Hopkinton when he lost control of his car. The 2006 Honda Civic hit the median near exit 21, rolled over and came to rest upside down in about 4 feet of water, bringing first responders from both Hopkinton and Milford.
They found a vehicle off at the high-speed lane into a swamp area that's off on that side of the road. Car was submerged. Milford's crews came up along with the Hopkinton crews, donned cold water suits, and entered the water to start extrication.
The driver was removed and rushed to Milford Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The State Police Accident Reconstruction Team is still trying to figure out what happened. The roads were slippery when the crash occurred.
The roads were icy when we went out at that hour of the morning. Yes, all companies were advised to use caution while responding.
John Maroney for Worcester News Tonight.
The City of Worcester releases a report breaking down the annual pay for more than 7,000 full and part-time city and Worcester Public School employees. City Manager Edward Augustus topped the list at close to $253,000. 10 other employees were also paid more than $200,000, including Police Chief Steve Sargent. Meanwhile, another almost 700 employees made more than $100,000. The full list of 2018 wages can be found on the city's website. It includes gross salary, base salary, and other significant pay categories for each employee. A group of Northbridge High School students are finalists in a statewide video contest. 6 students in the school's advanced broadcast production class made this video for the state's Department of Fire Services. The Burn Awareness Concert had 58 entries and 6 finalists have been chosen. Northbridge is the only school in central Massachusetts. Students at the school say they got the idea from the computer game Sims.
One of the most notable things that happens in The Sims is your sim can start a kitchen fire. And that is where this whole idea came from of, hey, we have to make a fire safety video. I love The Sims. Let's incorporate the two.
It's important for people to be educated on stuff like this, especially since, I mean, some of the stuff is pretty obscure, like not normal people going about their daily lives might not think about it.
Make sure it's powered off.
And the winner will be announced Tuesday at an award ceremony at Boston Shriners Burn Hospital.